3, 2, 1. Welcome to the 225 podcast with your hosts, Noah Roy. Yeah! Andrew Cargill. And me, Matthew Alzadi. I stuttered because I didn't really say it right. But we're back.
It's fine.
Sorry about last Saturday.
Well, that was all.
I was out for the count. I was on my deathbed.
Bro, dang near died.
So we couldn't record, and then, yeah. So,
that was terrible, by the way. Drew seems to be better. How are you doing? We haven't really even been able to
what
talk
happened?
to you.
I know.
So, what was it? Late Tuesday night, around like 9ish, start not feeling great. Whatever. It goes throughout the night, and body gets just the most insane chills and blazing hot. I go to bed wearing sweatpants and crew neck, and with 3 giant blankets on top of me, and I didn't get 30 minutes of sleep the entire night. Body was just gone. I wasn't able to move or whatever. Ended up going to urgent care on Wednesday, and they're like, all right, you don't have fever, you don't have COVID or anything, but you've got this thing called viral syndrome, which essentially it was like your body just said forget it and completely shut down. Like it just gave up on you and everything went to absolute crap. So for Tuesday up until about Friday, that was absolutely miserable. Like not able to walk properly for a few days. Not fun.
And what'd you have on Saturday?
When you still were not feeling good.
Saturday I had my meet that I had to compete in to qualify for nationals, and we still had to do it. And I had lost like 7 pounds walking in the door there. We actually set up the night before, and that was so fun to do, and then got there at like 5 in the morning to finish setting up.
That's crazy.
It was not fun, but yeah. So competed this weekend. The most suboptimal conditions, except the meet was fantastic. The meet turned out absolutely insane, so I can't be upset about that.
Beautiful meet.
Yeah, warm-up room was full of Alico combo racks. The platform was Alico combo with light systems and our sound systems. It was fun, but I'm happy that's over with right now.
Yeah, but you recovered. You did good.
Yeah.
How you feeling now?
I'm still getting better. It's mostly, I think, just because I've lost so much body weight that I feel weak. Like, I think that's it. My CNS is fried still because from, like, yesterday we were training and I was just completely spent. But that's also because of actually setting up and breaking down a whole entire meet. That's always just miserable and takes a huge toll on the body.
Yeah.
But other than that, definitely getting better. Can actually walk normally. So can't complain too much now. Can't complain. I'm just trying to force food down again.
Yeah, food and liquids. Cranberry juice, valid.
Cranberry juice is
definitely
been
need to
good.
be drinking cranberry juice.
Yeah, I've almost finished that whole gallon
Good.
yesterday. That was good.
But yeah, so kind of before we get into like the whole, your meet, really more in depth on that, we have an energy drink.
What?
And I'm not looking forward to it.
Okay, so first of all, I think it's not fair that we tried it already, but we did.
Well, I did. And
It's
I didn't
okay.
like
I haven't yet. And
my
my review is the top tier.
Ghost Faze-Pop.
Yep. Pass it down. Double it. Give it to the next person. Yeah, please. I don't want this. Please double it and give it to Drew.
So I guess this is with Faze, the gaming Faze clan gaming nerds.
Can we make a gaming clan?
Yeah, 225 clan.
Merch about to come.
So,
This is our first
I
ghost
like...
on the podcast.
First one.
That sucks.
First
That is
ghost we've
crazy.
had.
So I will say this can, super cool. But Ghost is also known for their cans. It is a 16-ounce can, 200 milligrams of caffeine.
They did go pretty all out on it.
So with that, I do like the can. 0 sugar, 10 calories, I think, something like that. Ghosts are always known for, having good cans, the flavor being pretty good, which is why I think this one was pretty disappointing to me. This is supposed to be Rocket Pop. So those pops we had when we were growing up as kids. But the can, this is one of my favorite looking cans.
This is a pretty sick
This can is so sick. It's like the America, red, white, and blue, all that stuff.
Or Rocket Pop.
Well, yeah, but also it's American.
We ready? 3, 2.
Are all the Faze Clan people American?
I don't think so.
All right, into the mouth, one sip.
Just as bad as I remember.
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. I almost picked up a little bit of pomegranate.
I just don't think they
I almost got
Think about pomegranate.
I
I'm
almost
feeling
got
some of
like
that.
lemonade or something. Like
If
I
you
don't
think
know what
about
I'm
pomegranate,
getting.
how it's going to taste like that. I used to do that, side note in coffee. I would give people like,
No.
tasting notes are real, but you can exaggerate it or accentuate it. And so I'd be like, yeah, this tastes like key lime pie. And they'd be like, oh wow, it tastes like graham crackers.
Yeah, but I said that initially after I
No, I know,
tasted
but
it.
it's just so funny. I'm like, dude, like, it's coffee. It's no graham crackers.
So I guess Drew is really the only one that has not. And we also went public about it. Me and Matthew posted on our stories.
Like 8 times.
About how much we didn't like it.
I didn't, okay.
So y'all's final review again.
The flavor isn't bad, it's just not rocket pop at all.
I think the flavor's bad. I think it tastes super artificial, super syrupy.
I get that like lemonade too.
Yeah,
I'm getting
that's
a
why
little bit. Okay,
I'm
maybe
so
that's- yeah.
lost because of that.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not getting Rocket Pop. So
What is the
for me,
standard for rocket pop? Like the gold standard in terms of flavor?
I've never. I don't even know if I've had a good Rocket Pop. Have you ever had a Rocket
The
Pop?
prime is really good.
Prime Rocket Pop. I was
Yeah,
gonna
that
say,
one's
that
pretty
one's
good.
not bad.
But have you ever had a Rocket Pop?
Like the actual pop.
Yeah, the actual
Yeah.
pop. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's a hard thing to. It's more cherry with blue raspberry. Like, it's kind of hard to
all I
get a
think about
real
sugar.
flavor.
It's segmented, so it's hard to put.
I know,
those,
but this
like,
is supposed to be a mix of them.
right. You can't have like cherry, white, blue rise.
And I like taste cherry in this, but it's just not. I get.
So I think I gave this. I think I gave this what, like a 4.5, 5 on my Instagram story, and I think I'm going to stand by that. I think I'm going to lower it to like a 4.5. This is not something I'd ever buy, but the can itself is sick. I'll give it that. I may increase it to a 5.
Yeah.
But the flavor doesn't taste like Rocket Pop. I can't pick up exactly what it tastes like.
I can put it down.
Well, I mean, the carbonation's pretty good. Ghosts are always good at that. Ghosts are my favorite brand of energy
Oh yeah,
drink, I'd say.
they're the best.
But this is by far my least favorite that I've had. No, Swedish Fish may be my least favorite.
No, see.
Swedish Fish is terrible.
No, that's
I
such
hated
a
it.
hot take.
No, I
Because so
hated
many
it.
people actually.
Aiden
like-
understands. He'll listen and
Aiden gets
understand.
it. My
Yeah,
friend
okay,
Caleb,
AJ.
It's on site with
AJ.
Caleb now. Bro
Dude.
was like Swedish fish. I was like, buddy, you're bugging. I was
Like Swedish
that's
fish
like
ain't my favorite, but it's still a solid.
I don't even know which one's better. This
worst
is
ghosts are the sour warheads.
No, dude.
I've never had those
They're
either.
so
No,
gross.
they aren't. You're
They-
just
See,
I've
a
never had
child.
those.
Never had them.
You're a child.
And then this, and then
The sourness messes with my tongue.
no. I like sour. I love spicy. Give me like 10 warheads. I'm already salivating thinking about a warhead. I'm already salivating thinking about a warhead. I love warheads. Ghost warheads are gross.
What color warhead are they?
Sour green apple and then like watermelon.
See, those are the two worst warheads.
Dude, just shut up. Literally, sour green apple's the best flavor.
That's
anything.
crazy.
Put it on anything, and
That is not the best flavor.
Yeah,
That's
easily.
crazy.
Any drink, beverage, candy.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
It can be valid as a candy, but that's about it.
No.
Wow.
There's two. Gatorade, best one. Green apple.
Green apple? I've never
Yep,
even had
and it's
green apple.
Absolutely.
Frost. Come on.
Huh?
Blue. Come on.
Okay.
No.
Red.
Red's good.
No.
Lime is good.
Lime is good.
Lime is really good. Cucumber is the worst.
No, I kind of bonded
It's
with.
not valid.
I bonded
Cucumber
with.
is despicably just
I bonded with,
absolutely
Big Tom.
disgusting. I have never wanted to yak more than reaching into the cooler after a tennis match, dehydrated as
tennis
hell,
match?
and grabbing me a cucumber Gatorade thinking, wow, this is going to be awesome, and literally wanted to throw up right after I drank it.
Me and Big Tom
Disgusting.
when we were at the gym bonded over the cucumber lime because it was hot. We're like, dude, this is that sounds refreshing right about
Can I
now.
bring in an aside? I took a shot of Element. The mango or the chili
Oh,
lemon.
you did the spice.
No, the habanero one.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've got
Lemon,
it
I
in my
think.
room.
No, not lemon.
It's something
Lime.
habanero.
Something. Valid.
Is that one like because the chili mango one? That one kind of caught up to me fast.
Well, like it, you feel it. It was. I liked it. It wasn't as like. I was kind of expecting it to be like liquor almost. Like I was expecting it to be like a shot.
That's-
to be honest. And I know it wasn't gonna be, but like the spice of it, I thought wasn't gonna transfer to maybe like.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of putting something like that on like a big sandwich?
The salt?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Like the spicy.
Oh.
Why is it spicy?
No, you need to put sauce
Put
on
it on
What
like
if
your steak next
No,
time.
you know how people put salt and pepper on their
Yeah.
thing?
I am familiar with that.
What if you put the spicy element on like a sandwich?
That'd be valid, actually.
That's actually a good idea.
I should have ordered a box.
No.
Here,
Anyway.
I've got one left over.
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
For the meme. All right.
Green apple. Oh,
What is yours? I give it a 4.8. Gross.
Yeah, I'm below a 5 for sure.
There's no rocket pop to this.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero. Flavor wise alone, I'll give it like a 5.7.
Becky
because
liked
it's
it.
still.
She was upset that we didn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Becky.
I mean, it's
really?
still fairly good. It's just not at all what it says. I don't
Yeah.
even know what it is, but
I don't know what I'm. There's like this is a cacophony. This is what this is.
cacophony?
No one knows what a cacophony is.
No.
Is that some coffee term?
No, cacophony is like a bunch of noises. It's how like a music will end. I'll read
Oh.
cacophony.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I get what you're saying.
A harsh, discordant mixture of sounds.
Okay.
This is that, but of taste.
Yeah, I can't really pinpoint one thing except for pomegranate.
All right. So, this week in training isn't really much for us to.
Well, I did hit a PR yesterday
Oh, you did.
for my tempo squats.
Did you put a white on?
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
You put a white
No,
on?
black.
No.
Sorry. Did 2.5.
Cool.
495.
Something like that.
96.
So I did 4 live tempo squats. Actually, I hit my squat triple. That hasn't been on the podcast.
Oh
yet.
yeah.
So I did like a 4x3 on squats, my first squat triples that I've had, which is exciting. They're not tempo, they're not paused, nothing like that. So I'm super excited. It's the week 1 of that, so they shouldn't have been super hard, and they weren't. But it was 518 for 3, super like casual. Even I was in a new gym, new equipment, everything like that, and it's
on
still
high-tex plates.
yeah. Fair. So gross. But yeah, so but it was fine. It ended up being good. I hit a few sets with 518, moved super well. I want 550 really bad. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And then I did more tempo squats yesterday, and hit.
Wait, what was your top
496,
triple?
518.
Okay.
If you're hitting 496 for like how many on tempo?
Tempo 4 paused.
Bro has like at least 550 triple.
I hope so. I mean, 518 was super
That's
casual.
like an RP 9 in 0.8 550. But I think you have it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I and that's what I thought. Like I was with Becky when I was doing this, and I was like, I want 550, and you were like, just load up 550, and I was like, but that's not in the RP. Like
Yeah.
I think I could hit it maybe, but it would be like really difficult, and I think that would fry me for like a week or two
I'm
because
not-
like I've not squatted over like the 520-ish mark, but like maybe 6 times
Yeah.
in total. So like just jumping right to that would probably damn near kill me. But I'm hoping to, after this deload this week,
We're both
kinda
on a
wanted to
deload.
see. Yeah, but Becky just kind of wanted to see last week where my triples would be at like, you know, a 7.5 RPE around there. But they felt, you know, 7.5, somewhere around there. It was nice. Then I did tempos yesterday. I did 496 for 4, 3 seconds down, 2 second pause, 3 seconds up. That was tough. I felt really bad yesterday. Had a lot of exams. It's finals week. We all know. I had a super stressful final. That dude,
He pulled it out of the bag.
I literally sat in my room last night and almost started crying because I could almost start crying about it now. It's anatomy and physiology. So for the people, the exercise nursing people out there, y'all understand it's just terrible. And I needed to score an exact score to get the grade that I wanted. And I scored that exact
That's crazy.
score on my
That's
final.
clutch.
Like to the 0.5. Like
That's wild.
if I had missed one question, wouldn't have gotten a B.
Well, I did the same thing, which was Well, I don't know. We're just
And we wore the same shirt yesterday.
bro. I can't with us. We're both on a deload.
So weird.
So to keep the A in the class, I needed like an 86.5 on the final.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 86, whatever, 0.25.
Yeah.
And I plug it in the grade calculator. I plug in 86, and it gives me an 89.4 in the class. 4.9, mind you. I put in that 0.25, 86.5. I mean, 89.5.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go!
Yeah. So for me, it was a little different. So I have 4 A's. I took 5 classes. I got 4 A's, and then anatomy and physiology, I was battling for that B. So I had like, what did I have? Whatever. But I literally got a 79.5, and I had been battling this. Oh my gosh! I mean, this class has just been hell. And I was so excited. What? Who said what?
He just said hi on the questions.
I tried to get when you were looking at it. I missed it.
But yeah, so I have been like battling that class for so long, and it's just been like just a terrible, terrible class. And I pulled through on the dot,
Dude,
and got a B. So I'm okay with getting a B because I got A's in all my 4 other classes. Like, we're chilling, and I don't. With those, like, the science classes, I don't need to be making A's in all of those, although it's good to. I don't need to because I have to have a certain GPA in those classes for the exercise science program. So, like, I'm solid with a B, super excited. But I learned that this morning because this is when grades were released. So yesterday I was stressing all about it. I didn't feel, like, super confident about the exam, but ended up being great. I'm super happy now. But last night I was super tired.
Yeah.
I was like freaking out. I had been up late studying the night before, all types of stuff.
He was dying and stuff.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I was like cleaning the whole house, vacuuming. His gaze was just dialed.
On the computer, watching videos, taking notes, all types of terrible stuff. But yeah, so I have one more final today I have to take, but it's a class that I'm like super confident in. Not a terrible class. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy. So
Yay.
I'm good. Yes. Now you're. Yeah, that was a long thing, but
So-
I like squats. That's all.
It was an okay. Last week was tough. I failed 500 for triple on deadlift.
505, bro.
Yeah, so technically it's a 1.5 pound PR. So I doubled it. This is the first time I ever doubled. 504. But I had gone to a concert the night before, moshing, and I
Tell them who.
100 gags.
They may know.
If
Someone
you
may
don't
know.
100 gags, you're bugging. Okay, I guess I have to explain that. Look them up. They opened for a band I saw 4.5 years ago. And I was like, this is actually the worst music I've ever heard. And then I was with my buddy one day and we listened to it, like, we're like, ha ha ha, remember when we saw them? Like, so silly. And then that, like, didn't become ironic. And, like, I've been listening to them religiously for, like, 4 years. So I went with Jackson. Shout out Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon and his girl were there, too, so shout out them. But it was so much fun. It was
don't know
wild.
Brandon.
Anyway, so I was pretty tired from the concert, moshed pretty hard. And so I failed my triple. I also am just like way in need of a deload. I haven't taken deload in like 8 weeks. I'm cutting. But I mean, I knew if I wasn't gassed, 500 would have been there for a triple again. So hitting that weight like repetitively was nice to know that I like 500 is no longer like a big number for me on deadlift. It's like I'm just gonna go deadlift 500 today, which is a pretty cool milestone. Mm-hmm. Bench, my shoulder has been bugging. So I really needed this deload. I benched really well yesterday without pain. So shout out the doc, Dr. Scoville. He's the best. He's been working with me.
Scoville?
That's just Dr. Scoville.
Like spice units?
Yeah. He's the best. He worked on me.
Wow.
Get spicy in there.
Okay.
And yeah, he's
Spice doctor.
magician. Dude, nothing I say is taken seriously.
I'm just kidding.
But Becky, our coach, who was on the podcast, so y'all know who she is. I just said y'all, which is disgusting. She.
Okay.
Okay.
I hate y'all.
What state are you in right now?
You Northern Yankee?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom's a Yankee.
Oh, that explains.
She was born.
Oh, God.
My mom was born in
Miss
Southeast.
Amazon. Dude, you're
She's gonna listen
embarrassing.
to this.
I know.
You're embarrassing.
My
us.
mom was like born in Singapore, lived everywhere, and my dad's from Argentina. We didn't grow up saying y'all.
Dude, you're embarrassing us.
And then
Well, we did.
I joined
In this
the
household,
South
we say
people,
y'all.
and everyone's like y'all. Anyway,
Y'all,
I didn't think that was that big of a deal. Sorry, but she threw a meet, not the meet that Drew did. We'll get into that in a minute. But we set up, and dude, that takes so much out of you.
You did a lot more than I did. I didn't really do
Yeah,
anything.
it was
I just
me.
kind of came and squatted
It
and
was
just
me,
listened to
Becky.
Taylor Swift.
hey, good for you,
Marissa.
Noah. Good for
And
you.
we were just like,
Those Yankees don't know what it is. Noah.
we set up that whole meet, and I was so gassed.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was a blast. But I forgot what I was gonna say about it.
was a
I
fun
refed
little
it. So I refed my first meet in the head ref position and the
It's-
side ref. So refing is great, but when I tell you I was setting up that meet from 2 to 11 at night, I woke up at 5 for the meet, and I'm there from 6 to 8, and then I also help close the meet, like break everything down. You are tired.
And then we went and hung out until like
Yeah, and then we hung out. So like I was not doing okay that day. But anyway, I'm
But
refing. Most
refeed.
I did get a good
We ate a
refeed.
bunch of food.
I
Me
ate
and you
so
both
much.
did.
We ate so much. But I'm refing, and side ref. Side ref is easy. You know, kind of what.
Give my sister
Well,
white
that's-
lights for a living.
So his sister, these are my zone out stories. His sister competed, and I made the joke. I'm like, I'll give her all whites. Anyway, she
Obviously
hit
a
bench.
joke.
Obviously a joke. I follow the rule book. When she benched, and it was a clean bench, but she jumped the start command, and it can be so loud in there that you don't always hear the start command. So I gave her whites, and then it comes. I'm like, and then the head ref looks at me. And she's like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "It was a good ref." She's like, "She jumped the start command." And I was like, "Oh." And then when I was head
But
ref,
also, sorry, let me interrupt one
Yeah.
moment. My family is
So loud.
unbelievably loud.
so loud.
Like my mom sat front row and was screaming her head off for women that she didn't even know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So when my sister came out, like my mom, I could hear her when Anna was warming up for just these random women that my mom just for some reason felt
Yeah.
connected to. So I could only imagine when y'all are trying to hear the commands. My mother makes it so terrible for y'all because she screams so loud,
Yeah.
especially for Anna.
So
Yeah, we understand.
anyway, that was really loud. But so I did that, and then at head ref, the commands for squat are squat and rack. I was saying start, not that big of a deal. But anyway,
That's
someone got on to
amazing.
me about that. On bench, it is start, press, rack. I'm so tired. Haven't eaten. I go squat on bench, and I felt so bad. The girl benching starts laughing. She hit the rep. It was clean, and I was just like, "Oh, I am so sorry," but I was so tired, and I almost did it a second time. And then another one is when you're reffing, something you'll learn, especially when you're new to reffing. There's so many things you've got to look at. So you're looking at, is their butt on the bench? Are their arms locked out? You know, up and down motion. How long is the pause? Like, especially as a head ref, to me, it's important to really follow the rules. Refs like to make up their own rules. No, we just do what the rule book says. So the bench press command is once the bar ceases motion. So some people got really quick commands. Some people got long commands because it depends on how the bar is. So I'm locked into the bar. This girl presses it, and I give her a white light. And the two side refs look at me, and they're like, "Are you joking?" And I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Her feet were not on the ground at all. She did a Larson press." And I gave her a white light because I was so locked in. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So anyway, on a deload this week, doing a lot better. And
That's so funny.
yeah, Drew, how's your meet?
Yeah, your week in training was just a meet.
It was death, and then
Your deload was
Yeah.
almost dying and then just competing.
I'm pretty sure that's how you taper properly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you
how
just
you
get
taper.
super sick. That's how you cut weight. I
Yeah.
told you to do that.
I weighted 8 pounds under, dude. It was awesome. I literally,
What did you weigh in at?
I weighed in 92.4, but I was fully clothed.
92.4.
Yeah.
That's the lightest.
Fully
you've ever
clothed,
been.
too.
Yeah, so I think I was probably. I think I
90
woke
around
up
92.
sub 90 because I think I ate stuff like on the way just to try and get something in. Because I was 90, I think the.
Bro,
few
give it
days
to the
before
80s.
that.
Come on. 80
I'm not dapping you up
gang.
for that. I'm not going 80. Forget that, man. Lightweights. The Yankees are 80
You're close.
kg.
Bro,
Don't tell me that.
Oh, I'm just saying.
pretty sure 90 is a middleweight.
No, 90 is a heavyweight. Every federation is considered a heavyweight now.
He's just pressed.
Yeah, I am because I'm pissed off. Yeah, anyways, didn't train at all after Tuesday. Woke up, put my SPD belt on, and I did a meet on Saturday. We were planning on just doing like the bar 75 kg, but James, my coach, was like, let's warm up and see how we feel. And it would be 4 lifters out in the previous flight, so like the last second we would put in our attempt or changing our opener to go, and we went heavier than expected.
You went to like 80%. I did the math.
Probably, yeah.
Some of them were 78%, some of them were like 82%, but
Okay. Yeah, I think all I squatted was like 473. I think I only benched like 330, 335 maybe. And deadlift I was somewhat pleased with. I think we went to like 545 maybe, 540.
you agreed on there.
Yeah, so it was something like that. And other than just feeling like absolute crap, because I was lucky enough Friday where my dad didn't want me to come set up at all. He did not want me to be there in the absolute slightest because I've been sick and competing the next day. But pulled up around 5 o'clock, which is when they got to the high school to set up. That entire morning they had been loading up the truck with pallets
I'm
and
looking
pallets.
for weight classes, but I can't find it. I'm trying to see what the middleweight, heavyweight specification is.
Filled up this giant box truck with a bunch of our pallets, and my poor grandma was there. My grandma, sister, and dad were apparently in there, and I was like, oh God, I need to get over here and help.
Granny with the kilos.
Hey, Granny was throwing those reds around
That's
like there's no
crazy.
tomorrow. And yeah, so I went to the school to help out Friday. I think I got there like an hour later than them. They had the warm-up room set up, which I was a huge shock. I did not think we were going to pull up with a Alico warm-up room. I thought we were just going to use their weight room.
So Drew has like every Alico rack to ever exist.
Pretty much.
And
And I don't know why we don't have one in our kitchen, but you know.
anyway, we have plenty of space. 8x8 right here. This rug is 8x8.
It's
but anyway,
bigger than an 8x8.
So
Well, we have more room.
he supplies meats. Unfortunately, a lot of the meat directors like to use really old Tytex plates and not Drew's stuff, which is its own problem. And Tytex are the worst. I was deadlifting on the Tytex and it broke. Titan
That's
will say,
not public information.
I'm not saying whose it was.
Yeah, but
We're committed. All right.
I'm just saying.
We already talked crap earlier.
Tytex plate broke. I'm not saying who it belonged to.
I've heard that before, though. They
That
break.
is crazy. Anyway, Alico plates don't break. The paint, we won't talk about the paint. But
It's the same price as a Rogue, so
But what I will say is the photos he sent of that, the photos I saw of the meet, having 4 Alico, like that is what you get at like a national meet. You should be getting at a state level meet. It looked beautiful.
it's shit on every meat I've
ever seen. I mean, the only meet close to that was the Owl Liftoff.
But he's supplied that too.
that was also me.
That's why I said that.
That was such a fun meet too.
Yeah.
But I mean, that looked so good.
It was absolutely insane, absolutely overkill. Because they had warm-up rooms. It was not the best, but it was a high school warm-up room, and we would have sucked it up and gotten it over with.
Kind of like States.
The States was very nice warm-up room compared to...
Yeah, states. I mean, having ER.
No, the warm. I'm saying the big things in the middle.
Yeah,
Was that
well,
what it
I'm
was
saying
like?
it was
Oh,
a
it
couple
cut down.
notches lower than that, which is cool. Hey, you gotta work with what you gotta work with. But my dad, a big thing about this, because this was his first Powerlifting America meet hosting, he's like, I want to go all out. He's like, I want this. We only had like 25, 26 lifters maybe. So there was no reason for us to do it. But at the end of the day, it turned out absolutely insane. Everybody said they loved it and happy with how it was.
There were some strong people there.
Yeah, a couple of people from our gym, Logan Barrett, he squatted 700 raw.
I saw that.
And just casual, and it
crazy.
looked good. Like, he had an insane meet. I think he's getting ready for PA Nationals, which is in 3 weeks, but I'm not positive on that.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Who refs those? Or is PA? So I know from what I understand, PA is a relatively new thing in America. Is that right?
Sure.
Or do they have like PA refs?
Is it the Cat 1
So-
refs from IPF?
Or is it like IPF
is-
people? Like, who do you get to
The
ref?
best
those?
way for me to put this is to make is the exact same thing as USAPL.
Okay.
It's just the exact same thing. So I'm a PA and USAPL ref right now. So you could transfer yours and you'd be a Powerlifting America ref, and you could do like both ways.
How are the
'cause
shirts?
the shirts?
I look cute in the ref outfit. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I've only seen one person with the ref polo, like the new one. Low-key looks better than USAPL. Low-key. Just because it's got a couple little, like, more, like, polo designs. I'm like, okay, this... I haven't gotten mine yet, but it looks good. But other than that, it's literally the exact same thing. Because that's what USAPL was. USAPL was PA, because they were under IPF, and then they separated. And PA is now just what...
Well, now you've got bench depth to account for.
Yeah, which...
That's pretty hard to ref for, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't a call at that meet. Nobody got dinged for it at all, which was nice. Because I think realistically, the only people that are going to fall to that, so the bench depth rule is the top of like the shoulder joint to the bottom of the elbow.
Okay.
So for like me, that'd be here. And for me to do that, I mean, I'd have to have a ridiculous arch. I'd literally have that much range of motion.
Oh, I didn't realize that was what it was.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd have a 2-inch range of motion for me to do that. And
That's pretty big.
it's pretty big. But I
That's
mean,
substantial.
99.9% of lifters don't do that.
Right.
Now, I still think
There's
it's a
been a
stupid
few,
rule.
though.
There have been a few.
I won't name drop, but it's so
Yeah,
funny.
I still think it's a stupid rule that
Yeah, I do
shouldn't have
too.
been created. But it is what it is. You gotta adapt. I think they posted something. No, someone else posted it. I think it might have been Russell Orhe. He's like, hey, the way the sport evolves, it's like basketball. You've got to evolve the rules and stuff.
Yeah, so I saw that. I don't know if it was him who posted it. I think a couple people have taken that point, though.
Yeah.
But I really like it is the reason bench got to that point was because people are maximizing leverages under the rule book. Well, as the rule book changes, you now have to maximize your leverage under that new rule.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you think about it, your pointer finger can't go past the ring.
Yeah.
Well, if the rule book was different, you could maximize leverages even differently.
I would put the
Have them
racket
both
in on all
in,
my
yeah,
moves and
both
have
in
it-
them,
Yeah.
both of them, and go all the.
Exactly.
I'll show you
So-
my pec strength.
That'd be
But
That'd be pretty
so yeah, I also think.
I'll go check.
And
Why
we are
me?
back.
Sorry, we have
So,
people working on our
Drew's
establishment.
Closet broke, and people are here to fix it. One of the amazing perks of using your house as your studio.
Yeah, don't mean to brag.
So we were talking about like PA, IPF, USAPL, NAPL, USPA, WRPF.
No,
But yeah, bench depth.
strongman. What?
Oh, yeah.
Brian Shaw. That
Yeah.
made me cry.
I heard
I
about
teared
that.
up. Yeah,
That was very saddening. 15 years? Was that what I
something like
saw?
that. Yeah,
I think it said
4 world
2008
time
to
strongest man. I
2023.
mean,
He's done
Yeah.
the most for the sport.
I also have met him, and out of all of the I went to the Olympia. Of all like the famous like celebrity gym people, by far the nicest, most down to earth, like humble person I've ever talked to. Like when it talks to talking about those type of people.
Yeah.
He filmed a video for Kennesaw
What do you mean by
Barbell with
those
me.
type of people?
No, I mean like the famous influencer people. Like I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them are kind of assholes, but like Brian Shaw was like super down to earth.
Yeah.
Really like had a conversation with me and Edie, and made it super cool. But yeah, sorry.
No, that's cool.
Back to that.
Why don't we just jump to the chase? Because I've kind of forgotten why have you gone to the Powerlifting America? And
Okay.
why are you like that?
Why am I like that?
I'm joking.
I'm just like that. So I've swapped to PA, or at least right now I've swapped to PA, And to make it quick and easy, the big reason, really the only reason, is I have a very small chance in able to go to IPF Junior Worlds. And for those I've talked to that know, I've been diehard USAPL. Like, I've loved it. This is what I've been doing. I've been under USAPL for 7 years. And I had no intention of leaving, even during like the whole thing. My dad and sister have been trying to drag me out there for a year since they've been there. And once I found out I kind of had a small chance of doing it, still kind of conflicted on because it does sound like it. That's obviously a big change. You're swapping a completely different federation and you're leaving a whole bunch of people that I've known for years now to go out and do this. But last year during their conversion and stuff, and when all this kind of went down, my dad and sister had swapped over because they had found out they had a chance to go to Worlds.
Which they both did.
Then they both ended up going to Worlds. My dad to Masters in Canada, my sister to Open in Denmark. Absolute blast. I got to go to both of their competitions. One of the most fun I've ever had. Just first time I've ever gone international, and that was just such a fun experience. The plane rides suck, but that's okay. And again, it was kind of like I wanted to stay USAPL because I'm like, a pro card, that's sick. I think it would have been sick, but it doesn't hold that much value yet. But I think if they had potential to make it worth something, it could be cool. But then I remembered kind of like last year, we were talking about it, like, why is my dad and sister going to do this? They're like, you never know if you're ever going to have the opportunity to go to Worlds again. You never know what could possibly happen. If you get a job, you get critically injured or something, and it's like you never know the possibility of if this will ever happen again for you. I'm kind of like, you know what, I'm finding myself close in this weight class anyways, and I'm hopefully expecting to get stronger and being able to qualify again in the future. But I'm kind of here like, crap, you never know, this might be one of my chances to go to Worlds. And I'm not going there expecting to win. I'm probably going to get dead last. And you know what? Cool. That's more than fine.
You still get the singlet.
Yeah. I do get the singlet and I get the tracksuit. Mm-hmm. And
that's crazy.
And it's like, at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, you know what? It's at least I can go to Worlds and say I've been there and have that experience. Again, might get dead last. Like, I know where I stand. I'm not going to go there and win. I'm not going to go there and probably get top 5. But I'm going to be able to go there. I'll have a great time. And I would have competed in Worlds. And obviously qualify. I think I've got 3 or 4 months from then to try and get my total up more. Isn't a lot of time. It's another cycle, essentially. But
what type of cycle are you talking about?
Hey.
Are you being drug tested? Just kidding.
Whatever gets me up to top 5. Whatever gets me top 5.
I go to win.
But, yeah, I think this year it's in Romania. And just kind of like, that was a big reason. I'm like, you know what? Dad and sister went through the same thing. What are the odds I ever get to do this again? Mm-hmm. Who knows what happens in the next few years? And overall, Taylor Atwood said it best. You could say you have a pro card powerlifting. Nobody's really going to know what it means to kind of brush it off. But then you say you're a world champion, or I'm going to put in this case, I'm on the world's team.
A world-class athlete.
Yeah, I'm on the world's team for powerlifting. Kind of is a little bit more of a, I guess, flex. Even though I'm not going to be a pro or anything. I think my dots will be 460 if I qualify to go to Worlds, if I get selected. Of course, it's all about if I get selected. But that's kind of the big reason. Just don't know if it's going to happen again. And realistically, end of the day, that's still the biggest, in my eyes, that's still like the biggest honor to be a part of the World team. Like, pro card, awesome. I agree with that. Cool, but I think being on the World team is just a different honor of
I think
wow.
Unless you're winning, right? To say I'm the best powerlifter in America.
Yeah.
That's still that's a big deal. I think if you're gonna win, I think if you're gonna win Worlds, also true. I think it's also where the competition is, right? So for me, I'm not an elite level powerlifter. Pretty good, but it doesn't really matter, you know? A lot of people are like, oh, USAPL, where the competition's at. Probably still in the state of Georgia. Yeah, even for me, I think there was 182 or 83 in your meet. And I've obviously competed against 5, 10, 20, 82s in the USAPL meets. So there is some to that, but I'm like, if you're going to win, that's pretty cool. But if like it's just like I'm a world level powerlifter, that's one of the coolest things you can say.
Yeah.
I agree. And I tell you what, I cannot get over the fact the singlet. I want one of those so
singlet
bad.
looks so
the
cool.
SBD USA singlets.
Yeah. Wow, y'all are just...
We gotta stop.
Yeah.
Gotta stop.
They're so cool,
are.
and they're so expensive. One of the guys on Instagram, he was selling a few, or he's the singlet dealer on Instagram. And I've talked to him.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, Wee's really gatekeeps him. You're supposed to gatekeep him.
Well,
12 listeners.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was talking to him about some stuff about getting a USA sling because I really wanted one, but they're like $900, $1,000, and I was like, damn. And the Japanese ones,
The Japanese ones
$3,000
are
to
like
$5,000,
3K
like it's
easily.
insane. So some of those were pretty crazy.
So...
Am I really not supposed to name drop him?
Yeah, no, it's a big gatekeep.
You can't keep saying the retail.
Yeah.
dealer.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, like, it's...
Doesn't ever...
No.
Oh.
No. It's a gatekeep.
It's
Oh.
actually not that big of a deal.
Well, we can bleep it out.
One thing I will say,
Bleep it out.
It's not that big of a deal. We've already said things we shouldn't have said in this podcast.
Very.
I'm going to put Afterworld's doing it. I'm going to tell you, I think Russell Horry does this, and I absolutely love it. He frames the singlet
I would
with
frame
like his
it.
stuff and just hangs it up. He's like, I'm
wanna
never
wear
going
it.
to touch this again. Because he's planning on going again, so he's going to get another singlet. But it's that's totally getting worn one time and getting hung up. Because that's not getting worn at a local meet. I'll tell you that much.
Some
It could
girl
be a
at the
flex.
Ladies of Iron had what is the A7 USA one?
Anyone can do that.
Oh, you can? Okay. Because my sister asked about that, and I was like, I mean, it's not an SBD one. It's not, like, crazy, but I didn't know if...
There's like a couple A7 ones that aren't circulating, but that one was. Because I looked at buying it because it was sick.
That one
But
is cool.
back to the PA USAPL thing. If they really mess with sumo, so like right now,
Someone had brought
I
that
don't
up.
have stake in the game of which one is better. I think if I want more competition at my level, USAPL for now. I think the Georgia PA meets are being thrown very well and professionally.
Thank you.
And I think as a lifter, especially talking to the state chair for PA Georgia, having younger lifters who can't afford as much on the radar, like in terms of being the president of Kennesaw Barbell and wanting to lower the barrier of entry to the sport, I all really like that. Even when I think about it, I'm USAPL because I joined the barbell club last year and that's what we were doing. So it was never a big thing of like, I'm diehard one or the other. You know, there's definitely some reasons. But if they mesh with sumo, that is going to be shooting themselves in the
I'm
foot.
going to be...
Now I'll say one thing. I've done my research. What I've heard, and I don't know what they will do. And again, all they have said is they're going to look at it at the rules meeting. They didn't say they're changing it.
Yeah.
They just said they're reviewing the rules. If they move it to with the rings, so I've heard that.
Within the rings?
Yeah. All the IPF guys are fine because I've watched them and I've taken notes. Most of them are in the rings.
Yeah.
But for me, and you too, right? A pretty max stance. Again, I can adapt, but like, if you're going to start messing with things like
Yeah, but they
that.
did that with bench press.
But think about this. How many bench pressers did that really affect? Not
It
that
didn't
many.
affect-
Yeah, but the
They-
people that are bench specialists like that depend on that.
No, I
so
know.
that shot them in
That's
the
where I
foot of
still
like
think
now
it's
they can't
stupid.
compete
Right,
because
but,
like,
like, again-
someone I will name drop Evan Hawke, literally one of the best benchers in America,
Yeah.
if not the best. Like without his bench press, he would not be at the level
As
that
an
he's at.
82, he's still pretty strong.
No, he's strong, but I'm
would've
saying
been
he went to the
Arnold.
Arnold for bench, like all that stuff. So
Yeah.
like for him, that would shoot him in the foot.
Yeah.
So like there are people out there that like you have to look
It
at it
does.
just not
Who
as how many
cares?
people
I
you're
think
affecting. You're
more
still going to affect people.
Will be affected sumo, and I see what you mean. People still get affected by it, but I think like that one will, in a way, really hurt. Now I think, but you said it. Maybe you said it,
Most likely.
or someone was telling me IPF's goal is to be an Olympic sport.
Yeah. That's always been their
And what that means is also being the most most attractive to the viewers. So like a lifter like John Hack to not a powerlifter benches 600 with no arch, squats high bar in the, I don't know if he's in the 8s, but let's just say the 8s,
Just nuts.
deadlifts in the 9s, conventional, rips and grips.
That's so crazy.
Best powerlifter, one of the best to ever live. As a viewer, that's what you want to see. So now I understand if IPF, Jackson's the one who said this to me.
Yeah.
If they want to stay with their goal of being in the Olympics and making it to the best for the viewer's sake, I understand that. But in terms of being a power lifter and someone who, I can still probably pull high 4s, low 5s, conventional, I'd much rather pull sumo because that's where I can be strongest. If you're going to take that away, to me that is a crazy thing.
Pulling conventional is more fun.
it is. Oh.
It's so much fun.
It's fun.
To me, sumo is such a technical lift. That,
but conventional's not, and that's what makes it fun.
I know, but it's like I enjoy.
I can throw up my back any second now.
I enjoy the technicality of pulling sumo, of having to make sure that everything is perfect to get down to the bar and have that perfect lift, because it makes it a thing of chance, and you have to limit your variables. That's just something as an individual I like.
Yeah, I get that.
Pulling conventional, you go up to that bar, one hand, other hand, and just stand up. That's fun. But what I get the most joy out of is perfecting my stance.
Yeah.
It's very similar with bench press, in my opinion.
So, if they do the whole sumo thing, which I think that was either a joke post someone did or something, even if they actually do it, because I think it's not for, a handful of years?
No, it would be reviewed at the rule meeting this year, but I don't think it would be changed
until another 2 to 3 years. Yeah, I think just one, if it's they say no more sumo and goes to conventional, it's me personally,
You can still pull
at this
frog
level
within the...
Yeah, but I mean, it's at that point I would probably say, all right, cool, we're swapping to conventional. Obviously, I also did conventional until 2 years ago.
We have a picture if y'all want to see.
No. I did conventional for 4 years into powerlifting. So to me, it's not, everybody's this is going to be a big change and stuff. Yeah, most people, 90% of the population is normally better at sumo. They just are.
No, the studies show the higher your weight.
Yeah, higher body
you're
weights, they're better.
conventional.
Yeah.
Lower, you have better levers, better sumo.
And
also,
most people are under.
one thing I
that
heard, is it just me or are most sumo pullers also really good conventional? Jamal Browner, crazy conventional.
Yeah. Because, it's
It
not
does carry over. It's not like you pull
You have a good
5 sumo
butt.
and you can't even touch
Are
4
most
conventional.
good conventional pullers good at sumo?
Yeah, because it's a technical lift. That's
I
what I'm
know.
saying. It's more technical.
I
I get
that
what you're
on Mark
saying.
Bell's podcast, and I was like, that's very valid.
Yeah, because, sumo is hard to do because, like you said, the technique's more difficult.
Yeah.
But conventional, I think, is...
At the end of the day, the IPF is the World's Federation. It's people out, because we're thinking we have just USA, and that's cool. We have USAPL, but without that, it's every other country in the world is we are only IPF. That's just what they are. So it's all right,
For
they
now.
say this.
Korea and Ireland both have USAPL Federation.
Yeah.
Are they taking off? No, but you got to look at it. You got to look at it the same as PA in America.
I think that's
It's slow
stupid.
grow.
USAPL in different countries doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's just, they're trying to brand them not as their own country, which
Right.
that's only going to go so far until someone complains. There's going to be
Yeah,
a
'cause I
country
think it's
that's I
stupid.
don't want to lift under, what we had China under it, which I think something happened about that. I'm not sure.
yeah.
But you have someone like Australia and Japan. Yeah. And eventually it's someone's going to be why am I lifting under USA
Yeah.
for this? Which,
Makes sense.
It's
I
like
wouldn't
they're
want to
gonna
be
have to-
lifting under Canadian powerlifting.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
CPU?
that. Yeah, no.
yeah.
I'm not doing that.
As a country, I wouldn't want to do that. And it's either they're going to have to make another brand that's not USA oriented, which is going to be very difficult.
Hey, I just want to pull sumo. That's all, man.
I can't blame you. It's just I don't know. The amount of plays that have been done the past few years have been stupid. Like, they need to both IPF and USAPL where they could actually make turnarounds. Like, now they're in the Olympia. That's insane for them. Like, that's
great.
They're going to get
big.
an insane amount of growth from that. Like, just the publicity. Because the thing is, USAPL needs that publicity if they want to survive. Because I still firmly believe this, 3 to 5 years, PA is going to take over. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's just, to me, that's inevitable.
I don't know.
The Worlds is just too much of a great drag to
I think until the top guys move over, it won't.
But, I mean, who else are the top guys?
Literally everyone in the Arnold, Raw Nats.
Cool. Sheffield. Everybody lost their mind over that. They thought that was
I think that was a huge meet. But I think in America, the people who influence powerlifting the most
Are me.
Russell Orhe
are USAPL.
I mean,
love him or hate him, he has the most influence in powerlifting.
And he does, but in my opinion, he doesn't have the target market powerlifting group, in my opinion. I think they've gone out of...
He doesn't have the hardcore.
Yeah.
He has all the new people. Because there's the same thing in
It's also the ones that don't care that much.
There was a company called Revive in skateboarding, who was the very beginner-friendly company. They're the ones who got me into it. Yeah. And they, like, very just fun, cool people, nice people. I met one of them once. Super fun.
Yeah.
Now, once you got into skateboarding, you would not associate with Revive because it was the newbie company. You wanted to be skating your crooked, polar, I don't know, all those decks. I think it's the same thing with powerlifting. When you're new to the sport, you find Russell Orhe.
Yeah.
He's the strongest, one of the best. He has a great influence.
He's built
an
insane
brand, huge reach. Everyone knows corrupted strength. Now, when you get super deep into powerlifting, you may no longer want to associate with GBT. I'm wearing it right now. I think the company has some cool clothing.
Yeah.
The old stuff.
Bold.
New stuff.
I don't like the specials. But anyway, I think that's how it's going to be for powerlifting, is all the new people are going to find those top influencers, and they're going to follow them, most likely competing in USAPL. Now, once you get deep into the sport, you start to get more competitive, depending on where you live. I think that's when it's going to be more of, okay, are you USAPL or PA? Yeah. Or I think if you're just like someone who enjoys it, shout out Jackson again, he just wanted to do a meet, he needed good timing, he did PA. Yeah. His next meet, I guarantee, will probably be USAPL. So I think it's just something where, the very top guys, Worlds athletes, will be Sheffield, will be, Worlds in Malta, but I also think for certain reasons, the top guys in the United States are going to stay USAPL, and until they move, I think the masses are going to fall.
I also think it depends on the state, because I'm excited to compete in Florida, because I want to see how those meets are set up versus like Georgia.
Well, Texas Strength Systems runs USAPL in Florida.
Yeah.
So like that meet, I'm hoping is going to have all TSS stuff or road stuff, not road racks, road kilos, and that's going to be very different. And
the TSS place look nice.
That's a big meet. So like, I think it just depends
I'm
on
excited.
Like, what are the like if PA in Georgia continues to do what your family did. I think a lot of people are going to move PA in Georgia. Now I think if you have like the Florida meets, right, that are with the Fit Games or with TSS, and you have that quality stuff, people are going to go where the experience is best for the lifter and where the quality is and where it's cheapest. If whoever decides to do that best in the state, that's who's going to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I mean, there's a handful of states where, like, I think Pennsylvania is pretty much PA right now. Texas, I want to say it's about half and half. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just I know that's weird to say.
Texas is USAPL.
I think they are. I've just heard so much of PA, like schools. I think it's more like the underlying schools I'm hearing of. Maybe. Like the high schools and like kind of smaller colleges.
As long as Midland is USAPL, Texas is USAPL.
Yeah, I think
Midland,
that's fair.
Corrupted strength.
I'm interested how long Midland's going to stay USAPL because they've got Worlds athletes there. Like, let's be real.
We met Alexis Jones this weekend. You don't know who that is.
Name before.
She broke every record in the super heavyweight for women's. All the world records, all the collegiate records, all the open records. Yeah. And she was handling her sister at the meet.
Is she Midland?
Mm-hmm. And she walked in and I was like,
I've heard that name before.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
legend because my coach knows her. Bless you.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, yeah, it's so cool to meet someone who's gone so far in the sport.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of her until CNATS, and I watched her. And I was like,
squatted.
she squatted sixes.
612. She squatted 612 raw in college. And benched 374 and deadlifted 628, I think, something like that.
That's insane.
As a female in college, people will be like, mass moves mass. Okay. You get to that weight and try. Like yes,
not
they
an
are
automatic
heavyweights.
thing.
Yes, mass will help 100%. Like you're very rarely going to find someone in college that's 75 kilo that's going to be doing that, men or women. But it's still, you still have 600 pounds on your back. You still are picking up 600 plus.
Yeah.
Like that's still so impressive for any athlete in general. And obviously she's something special because she broke every record. Like if that was a normal,
to come out of, I won't say nowhere, but for the public eye,
kind of nowhere.
Yeah. And beat all of Becky's and Bonika's records, like that's
ridiculous.
Now that's the thing that'll be interesting is she's a USAPL athlete, obviously qualified for raw and that's I don't know if she's going, I didn't ask, but like also if she wants to go to Worlds, she will beat Bonika. She would be on the stage of, I think she will. I don't want to speak, but I'm
well,
pretty sure she'll
Bonika
beat Bonika,
squats more than she does by a lot.
but not deadlift or bench.
Yeah, but I'm saying her squat, I think
Much
she
bigger.
squatted like 320.
So
Raw.
yeah, around 7.
Inevitably, she's going to be at that level.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
That'll be interesting to see if she goes,
Because, I mean, you
For the
have to
world
look at it at that
records.
point. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
especially as a college student. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just crazy.
Well, there are a lot of young people coming. I mean, Loki, Jesus, came out of not nowhere, but he's 23.
He made
Yeah.
a name for himself at Worlds last year because he attempted 1,000 and he didn't hit it.
Yeah.
Or he at least was very close. And everyone was like, okay, this guy is something. And then he came to Sheffield. Well, I mean, he broke the internet with the 1,000-pound squat.
Oh, yeah.
And like
He
especially
destroyed
raw,
it.
to see how strong he is, and like someone like Daniel Bell's, I think done that. I don't know raw or not, but like
sure.
insane. Ray Williams has squatted more raw.
Yeah.
I think,
Him taking on Ray Williams is going to
like
be
if I could see
great.
them two on the same flight, that would be an insane.
I would be
battle.
terrified.
I know Ray is still like recovering on some
Yeah,
stuff.
I think so. I've met Ray once. I think this is like my first meet, like when I was 13 or something, and just you could feel his presence in the building.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's
those
just like,
big super heavyweight guys, like Jesus is like weighed 397, I think.
Yeah.
He was almost 400 pounds. Like
And
that
that's
is
the best
a
dots of the year.
big. To be 400 pounds and your dots be literally best at like
590 something.
that's so crazy.
because it's mostly like the middleweights and like the low heavyweights that have a little bit more of an
Highest
advantage.
raw tested dots is Taylor Atwood.
Yeah.
It's like 605, 608.
And to be like that at 400 pounds,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So that's just crazy. The amount of respect I have for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean literally he's 23. I think 23 or
That's
24.
what's
I think he's going to squat
Like you're going to get in your prime, like prime lifter
late
age
20s, early
is like
30s.
28 to like 34.
Yeah.
So like he's not even cracked his full potential yet and he's already breaking world records.
Neither have we, gentlemen.
And- yeah, but we're not squatting 1,000 pounds.
Not yet.
Combined.
I've got to double my body weight. And then I'll be there.
You two squat 1,000 combined. I think we squat 1,000 combined. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically there, Jesus. You have 24 hours.
But yeah, still super impressive. So I'm super excited to kind of see him, like if Sheffield happens next year. I don't know if that's a meet that's going to happen every
It happens
year.
every year.
Okay.
What's
I'm
crazy about
excited for
Sheffield
that.
and the longevity of it, it's about breaking the world record.
Yeah.
So you
That's
have to
what's fun about it.
continually- It's an interesting way of going about it. I heard a lot of positive and negative, but what's cool is like next year everyone's gonna have to show up and be better than they were the last year. And that's something you see in these top guys is once they hit a certain point, like they're totaling 20 kilos more or less their best total. Maybe 10 kilos.
I would
every
say, yeah,
time.
less than, yeah.
You know, so like it's interesting because like, you know, he'll keep growing, you know, but he'll have to show up and do better. And I think he
But
will.
at that point,
He
you
has
really
so
got to
much
kind of
more instead.
manipulate like your dot score and stuff like that. You got to manipulate like your weight. Like if
wonder
these
how
guys
much
can
is-
come in
So is it
weighing
like-
lighter.
Dogs?
No, it's not dots. It's world record.
Is it world
I
record
thought
for
the
those
DOS
weight
was the world
classes?
record.
The Arnold, nope. Whatever the last big USAPL meet was, the one that wasn't the Arnold, that was dots based.
Pros.
The pro.
Pro series is by dots.
The Sheffield is percentage of the world record.
Now, is that world record for each person's weight class?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure though if it's that plus best like total dots.
I know.
If dots goes into it,
But
at all.
I don't think it does. But even if
It's probably
it
something
didn't,
weird.
Jesus still had the best dots, best total, best
Yeah.
world record break.
Nobody was touching it.
So
He
that
had
I
a
don't
best
know.
meet, and also his deadlift was terrifying because his third attempt was over 900, and it looked like an opener. Like
That's ridiculous.
it was. I mean, he could come back next year and be deadlifting.
He deadlifts
high
1,000. It's going
If
to
if
break
he gets
everything.
He
over
could-
2,000 with 2 lifts, dude.
Yeah,
That's
and
gonna be
he benched in the
ridiculous.
6s too. So like it.
I want him at like 11, 1,000, and like 625, 650. If he
That'd
gets
be
that,
insane.
he'll be the best.
Well, he'll be the strongest. He already is.
Taylor Atwood technically.
Did he? No, I'm talking about just pounds lifted.
Oh,
Like biggest
raw.
total, he already
Biggest
has the
total,
biggest raw total. But I think something like that'll stand for a long time. I don't think people like that.
He's kind of like one of those
Especially
haunted
at that
generation.
body weight, it's not like it's rare. Like at 90, I mean, you've got Keiko, you've got
Gavin.
Gavin,
who he's one of my favorite lifters.
I love Gavin.
You've got, I mean, and then you come to USAPL. Russ competed in 90 once and broke a bunch of records.
Yeah.
Noriega's 90. I mean, you got a lot of 90s. Even in Georgia, I feel like we have a lot of 90s.
Stefan's
Stefan.
going to take over.
Like
the
those
90s.
guys exist.
Yeah.
A super heavyweight at that level doesn't exist. Like Alexis Jones, Jesus, not a lot of those people.
Yeah.
Those records aren't being broken.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I don't
fair,
see
yeah.
anyone breaking
To
Alexis
be that weight,
records.
but also be as healthy as they are. Because, I mean,
Strong as they are.
400 pounds isn't
Well,
the
yeah.
ideal. But, I mean, it's they're still there doing everything for their body and as the time notice. Eventually, soon, over time, they're going to have
After
to.
they retire, they got to lose weight.
Yeah.
That's what happens to the NFL
They're gonna
players
have to.
and stuff. Like
I mean,
they
look
keep
at
on
strongmen.
eating.
They're-
Well, like what happens to these big like defensive linemen, offensive linemen? They eat the same that they did when they were in practice prepping,
Yeah.
like for games, and then they get super heavyweight, and then their joints are already so
Busted.
just destroyed from being in the NFL that long. And powerlifting is the same way. So destroyed from all that wear and tear that it
Yeah.
just gets infinitely worse.
Runners
So like
are like that too. If they
Yeah.
high school, I mean, everyone is like that, dude.
Yeah.
You leave college or you stop playing high school sports and you blow up.
Yeah.
So like
For sure.
freshman 15.
Yeah,
You know?
for
Yeah.
sure. So after these like big powerlifters, especially the heavyweights, because they're used to eating so much, after they retire, they gotta know that
Yeah.
their body's not
This is what
burning
has
as
to
much as
happen.
there anymore, and but I don't see him retiring anytime soon. He's gonna
he's
be
got
going
a
for a
while.
long time.
He's got a while.
We'll see him hopefully for 10, 15 years, I'm
Yeah.
sure,
It's crazy.
for being that young.
Because
Definitely,
Rivera is pretty old, right?
he's
Respectfully.
been doing it a long time.
I don't think he's masters.
No.
No, not Matt,
about
but
to
he's
say.
over 30.
Yeah, he's
32.
mid-30s, I think.
Which is insane, Leslie, that Jesus is already touching that, and he's
Yeah.
He's 36.
36.
wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
respectfully, that's
Pretty old.
pretty old for new guys like Jesus coming up that are 23, 24. How old is Jesus?
23.
Yeah, for guys that are
junior.
23 coming up.
I just processed that. He is a
Wow.
He could go
That's-
win.
junior
Everything.
lifter. Yeah, that just.
He could go
I
literally
just
win everything.
Pieced that together.
He could
yeah.
go win junior nationals, open nationals, worlds.
Everything.
He could literally win everything.
Yeah.
Not teen.
Not team.
Well,
He
yeah.
probably already has all this.
Yeah. I don't know when he started, but
crazy.
he's.
I think he has a younger brother too.
Oh,
I was about to say-
Pablo. Yeah, he's pretty strong too. He's been making waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Jesus was one of the flex guys, and I was like, being coached by Jesus would be pretty cool.
Yeah. To
That'd be
say
pretty
that would be
insane.
kind of like.
Well, he was at CNATS.
I saw it. That was
wish I met him.
surprising.
He was super cool.
Yeah, Jesus seems because also like
Ashton said he deadlifted with him.
you look at these people and you think that they're like. I see, especially when like I met a lot of the Olympians, like you see them as like being wiser than you are, but in reality, he's almost the same age as us. Like Edie is 23, so like it'd be like us talking, like normal. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a weird
So
thing.
what you're saying is he needs to be on the podcast.
Jesus
24
Oliveira.
hours.
No, but like some of the Olympians are young like that. Like some like Chris is 26,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
He's
Some
a
of these
year
guys
older
are
than my
like
brother.
24.
Yeah.
So like talking to them, it's not weird. Like it's not like they're, 40, 45. And I think seeing these people on a screen, it almost puts that like kind of weird mindset, at least for me, where I'm like, they're like so wise, like they're
You
so
do that to
interesting.
everyone.
to
Like you
talk to.
idolize
Yeah.
them. I remember one of my favorite musicians, Current Joys, Surf Curse, if you know them. They went big on TikTok, sadly, but I guess it's good for them. I went and saw him like 4 years ago, and he was just like smoking a cigarette before the show, and I was in line with my buddy. He was like, "Is that Nick?" I was like, "Oh, it is." And we went and like talked to him for like 30 minutes, and I was like, that was one of the greatest experiences I ever had.
They're just
because he
normal
was
people.
So normal.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be weird. Like, obviously, you've half met him, like Chris, because he's 6'1",
Yeah.
6'1 and a half or whatever. Like, because all I've seen him is YouTube and stuff. I'm like, I wouldn't know how to process being like
Eye level.
being eye level to him. And
Dude, I'm taller
like,
than
I don't
him.
know. Yeah, like that would
That'd
be
be so
weird.
But like, don't you guys weigh?
Like the same.
Yeah.
Like that's like, is he that much bigger than you?
No, like if I sat next to him, we'd not look similar because
Yeah.
his proportions
Size
are that,
and
but
that's-
like
right. Well, he's
the,
perfect.
But like it wouldn't look real. Like at the right angle. I obviously never as lean like stuff like that,
Yeah,
but I
I
could
know what
look
you mean.
bigger.
But size,
which is
yeah.
interesting because I'm 6'3", and he's like 6'1".
Yeah.
So I'm a few inches taller. We weigh both. In his off season though, he gets to like 260, 265. But stage, I think he's like 238. So I weigh around 250, 245. So we're around the same
That's
weight.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like for me, I look like a shrimp next to him.
Yeah,
But like you,
but yeah, he also has a few inches on you.
Yeah.
And
that's a lot.
yeah, it is a lot. But yeah, that'd be super. I did not get the chance to like actually meet him, which sucked. But we're going to the Olympia this year
Yeah, we are.
again. So
Our tickets.
hopefully, and this time, I am not doing what I did last year. I've met all the other people. I'm waiting in line to meet Chris.
That's
like,
the only person. And
Yeah.
Chris, we got a KSU shirt for you.
yeah, but like last year, like I went, I met Ian, Hadi, Nick, like all those guys, all the open guys. Met Ramon, all of the classic
Yeah.
guys, stuff
Doesn't
like that.
Ramon- he doesn't speak English, does he?
No, neither does Hadi. He's from Egypt.
Yeah.
So I forget exactly what language he speaks, but like it was super interesting because like I was just like we like spoke through hand signals. Like it was so funny.
that's
And
so
also Hadi is like 5'3".
I know he's really
So like I put my hand on his shoulder, and was like fucking banging on a rock. I was like Jesus. But he was like right here, so it was super weird because you see these videos of these guys and you're like, they've got to be like gargantuous.
Yeah.
Hadi is like 5'4", like 200 something pounds, but like bro is short. So for me, it's like I'm like a foot taller than him. I was like, this is so weird.
It's like walking up to Megan. Like
Yeah,
200 pounds.
literally. No, that's literally what it is. Like it's so interesting.
How
But bro, it like almost as tall as he is. That's like how wide he is. He's like a brick, like a square. I
That's
was like-
perfect proportions.
It's like, oh my god. But he actually ended up winning the Olympia, which was cool. So I got his signature on the belt in there. But yeah, Ian's another one of those guys. He's 5'10", I'm pretty sure. And Ian is one of the first people before even Chris. I watched Ian, which is his brother-in-law. And like, it was super interesting meeting him because I was like, wow, you're not... Like, I'm like 4 or 5 inches tall.
Well, the
Like, it's just
way
interesting.
this could be a whole episode, but like the way the camera makes you look, like I will think people are so tall or so short, and then you meet them and they look drastically different.
It's like,
And
what?
it's crazy the way you can manipulate that. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know.
Definitely, for sure.
Or like not even really see how they actually like. Obviously, we've seen Chris everywhere at every how. I still have no idea how to.
Well, what's
See
his name?
him.
So
Yeah.
Jesse James West did that. Thing
I saw him at the Olympia.
where
He's
he
tiny.
like
Dressed up as him.
dressed up as. But I
That
think
was
he's around
hilarious.
like my height.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the whole behind the scenes of that video were, if it was real or not. But like, if you look tall enough and you have that huge jacket, he's gonna look big. Like it's just
Yeah.
so interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's shredded, like super lean.
Jesse.
But also,
Yeah.
bro has baby oil, pumps,
Yeah.
perfect lighting,
Right.
perfect
Every
camera,
time.
everything.
Same
Seeing
with
him
Alex.
in person,
I'd like to see Alex.
you
do
couldn't
that
even
in
tell
person.
that he went to the gym when I saw him.
Really?
No,
You
not
tell by
really.
the gym?
You got to.
Well, I mean, no, but like if you're wearing a big shirt, like I
Yeah.
don't.
When you
know,
go
it's
for
not
aesthetics and
super-
stuff like
I don't
that.
think
yeah.
any of us look like. I mean, you probably do, but like we don't look like we're like big gym guys. Like I don't think so.
I get called out all the time.
You probably. That's what I said. You probably do.
Wow.
I don't. I mean, I'm 180 pounds. I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
I look like most people my height are 160. You know.
Yeah.
And they see my lifts.
When they see the lips, they don't understand.
But yeah, all right. It was a
That
good
was fun.
podcast.
Yeah.
It was good.
Probably too long to put
Yeah.
into the AI. So.
It's okay. Well, thank y'all for listening. Our like 5 people that listen, we
My mom.
appreciate it.
Hey, we had like 40
Hey.
on the last
Yeah,
one.
hey, that's
45.
awesome. Well, we're growing a little bit. We
It's
appreciate
slowly
y'all.
increasing more. I'm
Yeah.
noticing the trends on our things and slowly increasing.
Yeah, well, make sure if y'all are listening, shout us out on Instagram. We love reposting y'all stuff. We had our first one, I think.
Yeah,
a few
I
days
saw
ago.
that.
Also, that
Who
made me
was
so
it?
happy.
Jay, thank you so much. We appreciate
us
it.
so
If you
happy.
That made my
listen
day
to
a
this,
lot.
yeah, it
To
made
see,
us
like,
really happy.
Not one of us reposted. It was like,
like,
people
oh.
listen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
But yeah, so we try and post Wednesdays at 3 p.m., Saturdays at 10 a.m. Sometimes doesn't happen. Very rarely does that not
Some
happen.
of us get on our deathbeds and
Yes, but we appreciate y'all listening. We have a lot of fun with this. We're still grinding them out, doing about 2 a week. So thank y'all for watching. Follow us on
special guest.
TikTok. Oh yeah, special guest coming next Thursday. Someone that I can guarantee you all do not know. One of my personal friends. That's
So
not like
that should
our
come
age.
out the 20th, and that's going to be a really exciting.
not this Saturday,
episode.
but next Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be a new swing on kind of more bodybuilding-esque stuff. He's been a coach 30 plus years, stuff like that. So super knowledgeable
very
guy.
excited.
We're gonna have a lot of good questions planned up because this one we have a lot of prep time. So we really need to do research. Like y'all, I'm gonna obviously ask questions that I know of him, but like y'all gotta follow the Instagram, like look through deep dive, like how he's transformed his body in the past 5 years. Like it's been super interesting to watch. I've known him for quite a long time. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. Super exciting. So yeah, follow us, the 225 podcast on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We have posts on Spotify,
Rate us 5
YouTube.
stars. Cool.
Yep. Please rate us. I am No Ray Lifts on Instagram.
Alb 82.5.
The Berserker.
So thank y'all so much for watching. Come back, like and subscribe, repost. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much. And